Heather, welcome to the show, and thanks for patiently waiting for me.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much, Ray, for having me on.
Well, I'm excited to have you on, Heather, because this is part of our wellness segment. It's part of our anthem only segment, and when we talk about wellness, I mean, I had somebody tell me the other day that they hadn't been feeling very good, and they made the statement, if you lose your health, you've lost everything. And there's a lot of different aspects to your health, from preventative measures to day-to-day maintenance of your body through your lifestyle, your nutrition, your exercise, the mind is so important. And Heather, you pull all of that together as a former nurse practitioner. You pull all of that together. Tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, actually, I retired from being a nurse practitioner. I was a nurse practitioner for over 22 years, and I was introduced to a technique that I was pretty skeptical about called applied kinesiology or muscle testing. And it can be used for physical and emotional conditions, as well as now I'm certified in clinical hypnosis. And after being introduced to that, I was so impressed with the results just doing a layperson's version with people that I actually retired my nurse practitioner license, and that's all I do now. And it's amazing for physical, emotional conditions. I just find it fascinating. It's a way of the body accessing it, and then your body tells me what's wrong with it, and then I reprogram it. It's incredible.
All right, now let me ask you this question. How do people get involved with your practice? What's the best way if they have, and what are some of the most common physical or emotional or health aspects do you treat? What's some of the most common things that people contact you about?
Well, I see various things, from pain to allergies is a big one, but also in the emotional aspects, just people who you're just trying to get the most out of your life, people who find that they're, emotionally they're in the same sort of relationships, they're not getting the most out of what they wish their life would be, whether it's financial, it could even be sports performance. I see people for that as well, where they just feel like, gosh, I keep doing the same things, and why am I not getting the results that I would like to see? And that's part of what I do, is figure out what's going on in the brain and get that reprogrammed so you can be successful in all aspects of your life, physical and emotional.
And then what does an appointment look like with you, Heather? What is it like for someone to make an appointment and come in and see you at your practice there?
Well, I always offer a free consultation, and that goes up to an hour, simply because in explaining what this technique is and what it can do. And then after speaking for an hour, going over their history, figuring out what their goals are, if they want to, we go on and start doing a session. And that could be the applied kinesiology. It can be physical, emotional. Really, the body will dictate what it wants to work on, which is what I find so fascinating coming from the Western world.
All right, and then how do people get in touch with you? What's the best way for them to touch base with you, make an appointment, and start the process?
The best way, well, there's my phone number, my direct phone number, which is 623-680-3399. But I always encourage people to go to my website, which is arizonahealing.org, so .org. It explains all the different services that I provide, and those would be the easiest ways to get in touch with me.
Okay, now let me ask you one more question, and that is, when someone is feeling like they're not sick, but they just don't feel right, they don't feel up to par, they don't feel that they're their 100% self.
Yeah,
they should make an appointment. They should. What do people do about that? Because it's amazing, because in the last month or two, as I've talked to people, especially through the holidays, and I don't know whether that is holiday stress, closing out a year with business, starting a new year. Maybe there's some similarities or commonalities there, but it seems like I've talked to a few people, and they all act like they're just not. I've had a couple of people tell me, I'm not sick or anything, I just don't feel I'm 100%. What is that?
Well, Well, it can be also, you just named it, which is, it could be holiday letdown, as I call it, or stress, because we all sort of were sold the bill of goods watching TV of the Hallmark holiday, and some people have that, which is fabulous. But for those that don't, there can be just stress in preparing a meal for several people. There can be all sorts of different things that are involved in that, and it could be emotional, but it can also be physical, just fatigue, and just people aren't feeling right. There can be other things going on, as well as viruses, other things that can be cleared, that can be allow that person to be freed up and put that stuff behind them, and then get their best self back.
All right. Again, this is Heather Wynn. Her practice is here in Anthem. She accepts patients from, of course, all over the valley. Heather, again, what's the best way to get in touch with you and to make an appointment and to come in and begin the process?
Definitely. Give me a call at 623-680-3399. And checking out my website, you can contact me through there as well. It has my email at arizonahealing.org. And I would love to get a chance to talk to anybody who'd like to get back to feeling great.
All right, arizonahealing.org. It's Heather Wynn, part of our wellness series. And thank you, Heather, for keeping us well and helping us to stay in that way during 2019. If you don't have your health, folks, you don't really have anything. You just don't. So that's all part of staying well in our Golfer Be Well segment. Heather, thank you again so much for being with us. arizonahealing.org.
Thank you so much, Ray.
All right,